Oh, sorry, I forgot. I will now share my screen with you. Okay, makita ra ang PowerPoint class.
Yes, dam.
Okay. So we will start with the introduction first. So we will just skip with the meaning of tourism because we already defined that one no, kanina. Okay, so let's proceed with the various tourism and hospitality service industries. So the service industries which benefit from the tourism include transportation services such as airlines, cruise ships, and taxi cabs. Hospitality services such as accommodations, including hotels and resorts. And entertainment venues such as amusement parks, casinos, shopping malls, music venues, and theaters. This is in addition to goods bought by tourists, including souvenirs, clothing, and other supplies. To put it simply, class, no, we have the five A's of tourism, no, by Burkhardt and Medlick. And when we talk about five A's of tourism, we have the attractions, accessibility, amenities, accommodation, and activities. Unsa man ning five A's of tourism? Um, these are actually the indicators nga ready na or pwede na ma-establish ang usa ka destination as a tourism destination. Because for a city, or for a place to become a tourism destination or can fully operate as a tourism destination, they will need to have all five, no? Uh, transportation or accessibility. Dili lang in kon nga na may pier na ami airlines, no, or na ami airport. Apil na po diri ang roads, no? Accessible ba ang roads going in and out of the city or of the destination, no? Ang travel time i-consider po na nimo, and a part of accessibility is also if pwede ba siya pud sa kanang ko ano kanang mga PWD, no? Nabay mga facilities or amenities nga makakita pod sa kanang kano kanang mga people with disabilities or persons with disabilities because mo travel man pud sila, no, and if the facilities there cannot accommodate them, lisod pud kayo ang experience para sa ilaha. So more on inclusive na ron ang ato ang mga facilities in tourism, no. So apila siya, no, kay kung wala ka ana saan man pag agto sa imong mga turista sa imong lugar kung walay transportation, di ba? Or if dili accessible inyong lugar, no? Sa kapag bukid, sudlunon kaayo, mabitaw na ka nang kumuplano gani ka og tourism attraction, ayaw nang sudlunon kaayo class nga dili dali makita og lisod pud i-travel, especially sa mga commuters nga walay kaugalingon nga sakyanan. Next is accommodations. Of course, no, under the umbrella of tourism and part of the services that they offer is accommodation because tourists tend to stay longer than 24 hours, no? And asa man sila matulog, no? Unsa man ako nindot kaayo ang nindot kaayo ang falls, nindot kaayo ang beach pero walay accommodation, walay resort, walay hotel or walay kanang katulganan, 'di ba? So, also we have entertainment venues, no? That's part of activities, no? So, dili lang na siya enough class nga na bitaw mindot nga beach pero mingaw kaayo walay mga entertainment nga venues or kada pang nightlife, no, like kanang mga hilig mang clubs dira or bar or for example not just that, not only limiting to nightlife, like for example kanang mga kuan class, no, amphitheaters or unsa pa may lain nga entertainment venues. So if there are festivals, dira man na sa amphitheaters usually, no, shows, no, mga outdoor concerts, no. So mo po na siya importante po kayo na because part man pod class nga mo travel po lang sa katurista. It's because nito tagila entertainment po dira, no, naa sila ko sa street dancing inig ka kanang tibok nila nga weekend mo lang festivities, no. So dili lang ta mo akto dira for the falls or for the for the zipline or kaning activities, but we also get to be entertained, no, with the street dancing, no, kanang with kanilahang mga dances or na sila outdoor nga concert na invite sila artista, so part pud biya na siya sa requirement to become a tourism destination. Although mostly na pod, no, you also have shopping malls and casinos. So kung importante po kaayo na siya class, no, kaya mga shopping malls are also part of amenities, no, and activities. So, music venues and theaters. Si shopping mall, pwede po siya na to appeal sa amenities. So what are amenities? These are things nga needed sa turista na once maabot siya dira. Of course, need man rin siya mo like for example gym, no? Spas, shopping malls kay palis ra siya makinahanglanon abi yun abi siya nabilin dito, no, or wala siya na siya wala na palit, no, kay tungod kuan ang iyahang luggage kay puno na abi, no, or kuanan lapas na sa required nga kabug-ato, no. So mangita siya na siyang shopping mall, no, palitan especially kita kung mula ganita, no, mangita dayon ta og shopping malls or kan-anan, di ba? Those are part of amenities, no. Na one time kato ni agto ko og Escalante nya nangita ako mga kauban og Jollibee nya 7-Eleven naman ang naa dito nya lisod ba jud kaayo kay kanang mingaw na dayon kay mga sapol mga 9 na mingaw na jud kaayo nung ngita sa shopping malls kay para malingaw sila kay boring ra daw kuno kay magstay ra sila sa may kanang resort all the time, no. So upod na siya, need po na siya to become a tourist destination. Okay, so we have shopping malls, spas, gyms, no, even healthcare centers, no, kay in kaso ma-injured si Kuan or need siya of medical assistance kay for example, asthmatic abi si tourist, no, or nasamad siya, na-injured siya during the trip, no, need po na siya og kanang mga medical facilities. Para sa anang nindot kaayo ang Siargao class. Pero one thing nga kanang minus lang siya kayo sila is layo kaayo ang medical center nila dito, no, or sige clinic lang, no, and natoy kaso nga na igo sa mata ang usa ka tourist, no, nya do you have to travel pila ka hours sa next nga medical center or clinic. So dugay ka siya matagaan og kana medical care. So mo pod na need po ang amenities, no? And part of an amenities pod classes na ay mga like payphones or telephone pwede ka ka-call, especially mga foreigners mangita jud ana, no, water, no, and electricity is present pila na sa amenities kay lain pug kaayo, no, nga nito ang lugar nindot kayo ang beach pero walay kuryente walay tubig. Okay. So, this is in addition to goods bought by tourists, including souvenirs, clothing, and other supplies. So, kana tanan class, apil na po din ang activities tanan. Kanang 5 years of tourism, these are needed to make sure that a destination ala. Yes, Kristensen, nag-unmute ka sa microphone. Oh.
Wala daw. Pindot ra.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's continue. So, of course, no, the 5 years of tourism is actually masyag indicator or requirement, no, for a place to become a destination na jud. Kaya if you lack one of those 5 things, it's really difficult, no, in the part po sa tourist because it can either influence, no, or let's say murag mas malasa na ang ilahang tourism experience or tourist experience kay instead nga kaning 5 years of tourism can enhance the tourist experience, no, malasa na siya kay dili siya comfortable, no. Again, depende na pod na if he's a traveler dili na siya mag mind og mga ingana walag dili siya comfortable basta ang iyaha lang is ma-immerse siya sa culture, but mostly ang ato mo ginakater diri sa ato ang lugar are tourists than travelers, no. Mas kalabanan din statistics would show nga mas daghan ang turista nga moadto dire for leisure and recreation than travelers who like to immerse themselves with culture. Okay. So, muna siya, these are the tourism and hospitality nga services nga to ang gina-deliver sila. We have tanan na transportation, accommodation, entertainment, no, activities, no, and even amenities. Kana tanan class mo na nga to ang i-deliver sa customer, no, or sa tourist. That is why importante kaayo na siya. Okay, let's now proceed with tourism concepts. Tour guiding services mean tour guides, tour reception services on behalf of the appointed traveler, and tour agency to receive or accompany tourists in their process of travel or sightseeing according to the contract of the tour party or the stipulated contents and criteria. So it means tour guide, no, or tour guiding services kana siya usually manggod class kani si tour guide appeal na siya sa tour and travel agency, mura gani ka nang namoy uban nga on call nga tour guide ginatawag sa tour and travel agency, napay uban nga employed jud sila sa tour and travel agency. So unsa man ni purpose si tour guiding services? Usually kung si tourist modul abi siya sa CSR tour and travel agency kay ginahan siya mo visit sa San Carlos City, unya o mag-arrange na si tour and travel agency sa itinerary ni tourist, no? Pag-arrange na niya, mga din siya, ma'am, naami tour guide po no, basin ginahan ka nga na mo accompany nimo sa trip, no? Kay mo nimong itinerary ko. Kana may uban nga di ginahan og tour guide, di ba? Nga ginahan sa sila ray mo travel or walay itinerary. Ang uban mo request og itinerary kay group tour, of course, built-in na dyan na siya ang tour guide. So, tour guiding services, mo company siya ni tourists, usually mga group tours, to kuan man no, to help them no sa mga sightseeing, hatag siya mga ginagmayng information, at the same time makabalo po na si tour guide kung asa ang nindot kananan no. Like for example, kato na mi sa Palawan kay si tour guide ang nag-manage sa entire tour. Kung tour guide ka, ikaw silbi ang nag-manage and nag-lead sa imuhang mga tourist. Kasi tourist, of course, wala man siya idea no, bago pa man siya sa lugar, dili pa kayo siya kabisado asa nindot ang mga kananan no, or asa dira nindot ang mga lugar nga i-visit. So si tour guide na ana tanan ang mo accompany and mo guide sa ilaha. So what is a tour guide? A tour guide is a person who takes tourists around the places of interest either on foot or on the bus, which is running or rolling tour. He's expected to impart information to the guests during the tour. So, a tour guide refers to a person or individual who either as an employee or an affiliate of a licensed tour operator who manages and constantly accompanies local or foreign tourists and other visitors within the country in order to look after the general well-being and to provide information and explanations relating to history, archaeology, culture, places of interest, and other highlights of a destination which may promote the country's tourism. Sa tour guide pod class, no, kompleto na siya tanan. Ang nindot mong good if ang imong tour guide is affiliated with the tour and travel agency, not just any local. It is because requirement na sa tour guide nga kuan sila. I mean lisensyado or na sila yung murag kuan. Lisensyado na sila by DOT baron no nga official jud sila nga tour guide. Because kung may ka nga lisensyado ka nga tour guide, it means ni agi na jud kag different training, no? Kabisado na jud nimo ang destination, no? At the same time, kabalo ka noon sa on pag-perform of like CPR or kanang first aid, kay importante pug kaayo na siya just in case of emergencies. Nya kabalo po siya mo speak of other languages. Ang nakaya po sa license ka tour guide class is strong ilang decision making skills no kana, or mayo sila mo decide no during situations nga, most especially if kanang na mga unruly kayo nga mga tourist no, or naabi mga misunderstandings between the tourists bansa, they are trained to handle those situations. So again, a tour guide may either be affiliated with the tour and travel agency, meaning na employed din siya dira sa tour and travel agency, or on call siya, meaning naa siya other job and then part-time siya nga tour guide but licensed siya no, naa siya from DOT nya. Ana kayo if for example no, lisensyado ka sa TOT, no, people would even trust you because you are experienced, you are trained. So why do people go on tour? Over the years, many theories were developed to explain tourist motivations for traveling. One very common theory used in the study of motivations is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you try to look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, kato ni agi nag-marketing no. Ay, sorry. So, mo ni siya ang itsura sa Maslow's hierarchy of needs class. Okay, si Maslow's hierarchy of needs has 5 levels. So we have physiological needs, safety, love and belongingness, esteem, and self-actualization. These are the things that we cannot live without, no? Things that we need to survive. Ang pinaka-basic is of course the physiological needs. You have air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. Meaning, of course, kinahanglan man jud ka og water, food, shelter, no, to keep you warm. Sleep, no, nagaling sa diron nga basta lack of sleep mo na kamo ay mo sigig pulaw no, can increase the risk of health problems. Mo bitaw nga you need to get proper sleep. Bahalag ka ng kuan, bahalag daghan tag activity sa school, or dili ta magpulaw ang katong K-drama pod no, para sakto jud ato ang hours sa pagtulog. Clothing and reproduction. So these are the things pinaka basic needs no nato as a person. Next is safety needs no. Safety in the sense nga dili lang kay tungod ang imo nagpuyo ka sa lugar nga walay gira, no, wala ka buto-buto dira or walay mga tulisan, but safety in the sense nga not only personal security nga safe, no, ang imong gipuy-an, but also in the sense of financial security, resources, health and property. Financial security class nga at least no dili ka mahadlok kay in kaso gyud na emergency or you need to buy food, no, naa ka ikapalit because you have a job, no, you have money, no, you are financially secure. Resources, no, so secure in the sense nga there's resources, no, available duol sa imuha. Health, no, so security in the sense po ani sa health class nga in kaso gani nga for example ma-injured ka or nay matabo sa masimba ko lang, no, naaray duol nga healthcare center or kan nga mo take care sa imuha. Love and belongingness. So you have friendship, intimacy, family, and sense of connection. It means that you belong to a group, no, or to a community where you are accepted, no. Like for example, family, no, nga you are loved, no, you are accepted by your family. You feel that you belong. That's love and belongingness. Because we are social beings, class, so dili man ta ingkod ka kanang kita-kita ra, no. And self-esteem, no. Self-esteem is like self-confidence, no. You are pretty much confident in what you do because you know nga sakto ni akong gibuhat or lala kadang wala akong magdudu, I don't have doubts in what I do. Um, Status, recognition, strength, and freedom. Okay, next is actualization. So the desire to become the most that one can be. In self-actualization, you are fully aware of your weaknesses and strengths. No, kabalo ka, asa ka, dapit ang fall short or kabalo ka unsay mong strengths, no. I'm good at this. Oh, I'm bad at this one. No, I'm good at um I'm good at talking, giving advice, but I'm bad at listening or something like that, no? But ang nakalahila sa self-actualization class is you are fully aware of your weaknesses and strengths and you know how to make your weaknesses into strengths. Dili lang kay kabalo ko nga mo ni ako ang weakness pero that's me. O dili man na ko ano. Ang good nga self-actualization is you know nga dira ka dapit weak pero you are doing things to make that weakness or to transform that weakness into strength. Okay. So, you're still trying to improve yourself ba? So, these are your five needs based on, or five basic needs that a person cannot live without based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, how do we compare this one to tourism? Nag-stutter ko na wala pa ako sure kay breakfast, guys. Oh, na murag lutang moment kay Koron. Okay, so mo ni siya 'di ba katong human needs, no, kani physiological safety, love and belonging, esteem and self-actualization. Mo ni siya sa Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But kung ato siya convert sa tourist needs. Lutang lang wala pa mahaw. Ito siya i-convert sa tourist needs. Mo ni siya ang iyahang itsura, no. So kung sa human needs, under Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we need to breathe, we need water, we need to eat, we need warmth, no, we need shelter, we need sleep. Sa tourist needs is tour packages that offer rest stop, no, kay sila tag tour class, especially if dako kaayo no or taas kay itong itinerary niya daghan kay bisitahon niya dili niyo papahawayon ang guest no nga kada stop sige sila naog niyang uban gikapoy nag-hike gikapoy naglakaw labi nang kanang mga retired na imong mga turista o tagay pod sila time at least o stops na dire sa may restaurant or dire sa kuan pahaway sa ta for 30 minutes or for an hour ba ron. Depende if you have all the time you need, no? O, pahawin sa like 30 minutes, no? We'll take our lunch and then rest for a while. O, ana na siya, no? O, readily available food outlets and theme parks or even attractions, no? If you're going to design an itinerary, make sure nga there are food stalls, no? Or kung kay, o ba kabalo class, di man na to makontrol ang hunger sa tong turista. Nya, kung gutomon sila, tunga-tunga sa trip niya, manawhag sila or mangita sila dira og kuan, di ba? So magreklamo din na sila nga, oh ninot man ang kuan, ang attraction pero nagutman man ko dito oy. Labi na jud mga tiyan nga mukuan jud no mo dumdum jud og oras, di ba? So ikaw pod as tour guide, kung kabalo ka nga mag-hiking mo og kuan, palitin ka or store din ka or pack ka og food daan pa at least distribute na lang nimo sa imong mga kuan, mga tourist. no? So kabalo ka nga, hala, saka ra ba mig bukid niya, wata kabalo sa oras sa mi manaog, so palit na lang tadaan samtang napata sa syudad, o things like that. Kaya again, ikaw may mo manage, no? Ikaw tanan ang mo arrange and mo manage sa tour. Kung ano pa, ikaw ang maestra niya, mga estudyante nimo ang mga tourist, no? Ikaw jud ang in charge tanan. Okay. Next is sleeping shelters, no? Strategically located. So, for example, no, kami na, responsibility man na ni tour and travel agency nga mo book pod sa hotel sa mga tourist, especially if it's a group tour, you need to make sure that their accommodation is near the amenities, no, like for example dool sa grocery store, dool baron sa mall, kay ang kaso nga at the middle of the night ginahan sila mukaon o na 7-Eleven dool ra sa ilahang katulgan, and dili siya kanang sudlunon kaayo and unsafe, no. Next, safety needs, no. Under human needs, sa hierarchy of needs, no, it's the need for security of employment, revenue, resources, need for physical security, so security of health, no. So, dire sa tourist needs, reservation service provided at government-approved agencies, cruise ships providing medical facilities and doctors. It is important, no? Kada baklas, no? Nakita pala ko to sa video kay kato nagpakita ko video sa mga first year ato sa cruise ship pod, no. Kalabanan na ba, no, na adjud na sa every oasis of the seas daw kuno nga cruise ship na di sila matabo nga walay madisgrasya, no. Ako ikaw niya ang video sa inyo hano nga na-adjud na daw niya mana kinahanglan sila og kanang murag spiritual sponsor, naa sila ana, no, ang katawin spiritual sponsor kanang murag para good, no, a person nga para nila is lucky ni siya nga person, so if we make this as our spiritual sponsor, kay kanang nothing bad will happen in the cruise ship, no. So because there will be accidents or injuries that will happen in a cruise ship, no, kay sa kadako sa cruise ship palandaan no nya siya takabalo kung kinsa tira ang mga turista nga kalitag kuan o overboard or drunk or kuan. So dapat natay medical facilities and doctors available right away, no? For at least nice security ba. Okay, tour guide services provided on exotic or unfamiliar locations. Most especially if na tourist class nga very adventurous kayo and doesn't require or need a tour guide, but makita nimo siya itinerary lang ganahan na ba siya moagto ani nga lugar or sa iyang mga places nga iyang i-visit, kay kani why not suggest to have a tour guide, no, kay musaka abi siya bukid niya masaag abi siya, no. So or musaka abi siya og kuan or mo travel siya sa usa ka island, no, and then kuan siya kanang walay communications and all, mas maayo nga naa guide nga mokuyog niya, especially if unfamiliar or exotic ang location. That's another sense of security pod sa part ni tourist. Okay, next. Love and belonging. Ay, sorry. So, sa to, need for friendship, intimacy, need to belong to a group, no? The need to feel nga you are loved and accepted kung sa human needs pa siya. Kung ato siyang i-compare sa tourist needs, no, under love and belonging sa Maslow's hierarchy of needs, make sure that when you have group tours, most especially if di sila from the same group, like, for example, 20 ka buktaw ang nag-book sa imuha, and then gusto nila group tour sa pero dili sila mag-ilhanay kanang dili sila from the same company or from the same school, no, lain-lain sila nga tao, no, and wala pa sila nagkaila, pero make sure that when you group them with similar interest, dili kay isagol nimo mga batanon with tigulang unya sagol-sagol nimo mga different personalities or kuan, no, so different age groups, no. So group tours must be, kung ikaw no mag-assign ka og group tours, dapat nasa lay similar interest. If this group, all of them likes to go on a hike, then ikuyog sila. Pero kung nagiuban nga gusto og more adventurous nga tour niya, ang uban kay gusto ra play it safe niya mo ikuyog, no. Nya, kung moadto pug kag adventurous nga tour, ang katong naa sa grupo nga dili ginag-adventurous nga tour, kuan magreklamo kay kapuyan wala nag-enjoy. Nya kung moadto pug ka sa kanang sa city tour dira na sa syudad, unya ang kato ng mga adventurous nga group gikuyog nimo siya sa katong mga tao nga ginahan nag city tour, moreklamo tong mga adventures nga group kay wala sila pud na enjoy no, kay boring kay ginahan lagi sila mosaka og bukid etc. no. So mo na siya group people with similar interests so that they can feel that they belong in that group, no, and they can also interact with each other. So group recognition gained by membership in frequent user programs given by airline trips to explore one's ancestral roots. Next is esteem. The need to be respected, needful self-respect, need for recognition, need for an activity that gives the person a sense of contribution and self-value. No, he feels nga when I do this activity, no, at least I feel nga na siya value or I feel nga kanang I am respected, no? So, kung sa tourism pa na siya, incentive travel awards for superior company performance. Like, when you do good in a company, nakamit mo sa quota, o ang i-reward ano is incentive travel. Nung muna kalabanan no, how I wish, no, tani sa mo. Incentive travel, no, nga, paid expenses na, imo lang ana isang imuhang allowance, no. Depende pod sa company, no, kung gusto niya nga tanan jud apil ang allowance i-cover no kay tungod they value you in the company o pwede man no, flower or pwede ba flowers and champagne or other token in recognition of occasions, no? So that is for self-esteem. Okay, under actualization, di ba, so ma-identify nimo ang imong abilities, no, imong weaknesses and strengths. If we're going to compare it to tourism, you have educational tours and cruises, theme parks providing educational opportunities and glimpse of other cultures, learning the language and culture before traveling to another country. So those are Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but more siya on like tourism na siya nga centered nga Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, so since we're learning tour guiding, if you want to be a tour guide pohon, no? Because I've met a lot of tour guides and there were some gani nga very kuan jud kay siya, exemplary jud kay sila guys kay kanang mag storytelling siya along the way nya. I just feel ko alang ato nga time because I'm with people who are really disinterested, no, kana ganing mabalan sa mga bata nun akong mga kuyog kay dili maminaw nya sayang kay ba na because he is really trying his best to be engaging and there's just some people nga who would tend to look at their phones than to actually experience something, no. Katawag mi sa Palawan duha ra gurumi or tulo mi na minaw atong tour guide pero he was actually very very good in what he does because kuan kay very knowledgeable kay siya hatag siya fun fact along the way no ma-enjoy jud ka sa trip no and na appreciate ako kay at least okay so mo din ni ang pila ka kilos kakaunon sa um crocodile no sa kaning crocodile farm no kay padulong mi sa crocodile farm ato so gikan mi sa kanang kuan sa amuang gistayan sa retreat house and then ang dayon mi dito sa crocodile farm nila dako ilang crocodile farm ito sa Palawan class so dili pa sa makita nimo sa uban sa Cebu nga gagmay ro dako jud kaayo no you'll be meeting other animals as well like such as the bear cat no nya musag sila og crocodile meat pod no sa Palawan nag crocodile lechon pod dito no so along the way hatag siya fun fact about crocodiles no and after that no wala na siya mastorya nag-perform siya og magic no nya mao ti ko mga kauban no kay dili man good teachers akong kauban no mga kauban kay students man good no and I was the only teacher there no pero feel ako nagkuya jud ko sa akong mga co-teachers feel ako kay ma-enjoy jud me no so they were actually just facing their phones no nya picture na sila so tulo ra mi kabuk ato pero indot biya siya nga tour guide because he was really wala jud siya nasuko no uban nga ga cellphone and wala jud siya namuyag ang iharo kinsa ray maminaw niya no and it was really engaging when we asked questions he was really willing to answer them. Now there were times nga kanang and he was really good in relaying the rules like mo ni siya pag abot to sa destination you're only given pila ka minutes to explore when I whistle when I wave my flag make sure nga mobalik dayon mo something like that no and then siya, he will give up snacks, no, hatag siya snacks sa mua, perform siya magic, and it's really engaging. No, so, if you want to be an effective, no, and a very good tour guide, because there are some tour guides pod class ko, actually, lami, no, pasagdaan rami, mulingkod din siya sa sakyanan, ya, kuya po siya mo during the travel, and then, wala siya mga fun facts, no, so that is not actually a good tour guide, no, meron kang chaperone. If you want to be a tour guide, do not just become a chaperone. Be an actual tour guide where you interact with people, give information, no? Entertain, no? Plus point you can na, no? If you entertain, if you share jokes, naku kayo, wala. Di man ko pwede na mga jokes class, no, because I'm not a funny person. But, ano, plus points sa kay na siya. Pero if kan okay naman, no, ma'am, di mo ko ka magic, di po ko kapkuan, oy. Oh, okay naman, basta engaging lang ka, mo discuss, hatag og facts. Okay, if you want to be a tour guide, you have to be ready to face people. No? Maski dili pa ka mag-tour guide, basta if you want to work in the tourism or hospitality industry, um, kung shy ka, you have to encourage yourself nga dili ka maulaw, no, because in our industry we are always frontliners and we always face people all of the time, dili lang most of the time but all of the time, so you have to talk in front of the listening guest. So, dili kay hatag na kag kuan reading material, okay, just can you read this material mo ni siya ang information ani nga lugar. Maot kaayo, no, dili immersive ang experience sa mga tourist. So agtugay ko diri kay para makabalo ko unsa ning history ani nga kuan, di ba? Ang uban kay museums class no, naapoy mga tour guides pod sila, no, nice pod biya kaayo na, no, because we do not know, no, we are newcomers, no, we are still new to this environment and we want to know because pod na siya, at least it's a learning experience for us. Dapat storyahan ka, di ba? So, oh, this was first established in 19 this was an old home of the maya na ba. Okay, so have enough courage to answer questions. So do not be afraid of questions because if they ask questions, labi na kanang dili mga nonsense nga questions class ha. If they are curious, no, and they are really listening, they would really ask questions, no. Not unless if nag-question sila kay tungod wala dili klaro ang imuhang paghatag sa information, no, that is something, but still do not be discouraged, no. So yung ano man, no, it is your job, no, at the same time, at least no, you know nga they are really interested, not unless kung mangutana lang sila wala lami nonsense mga binuang o may nang time nga mga putlon nimo ang kuan, pero dili lang po dingon nga putlon nimo ang connection. What I meant about putlon is iputa nimo ang conversation ba, like kanang dili po nimo siya i-sarcastic dahil kay nga okay wala ba lami yung pangutana, dili po tayong ana, no? Because you are just meeting these people for the first time, no, just be kuan lang, no, just be polite, no, and saying nga that's a good question, but um we will only be entertaining question that is related to the destination, something like that. Pero at least, kabasa lang nga, mo entertainer siya ko questions nga related sa destination. Personal questions are not entertained because that is outside my line of work. O nga na. Okay, train to stand in front, not to get distracted by moving vehicle while talking with guests and delivering commentary. Now, this is one of my weaknesses class because I easily get distracted. No? I tend to look around, no, if makabantay mo. But as tour guides, no, dili ta dapat ma-distract. Ma-distract ako class kung kuan. Pero I'm good class, dili mo ka ma-distract kung preparado ka. Kung di ka preparado, ma-distract ka, dali ra kaayo. Sa ko nga case, dali ko ma-distract sa noise or visuals. Makita ko something nga eye-catching kaayo. Mulang tawad siya ko dito, yung makapost ko, yung makalimot ko, ala, gusto rin man di ay ko, no? So, you have to train your mind. Na you need to focus on your guest or your tourist. That is why when we talk, no, we need to make eye contact. Right now, I'm easily distracted to online class because I cannot actually see your faces. No, once gani mo share screen ako, wala ko yung makita nga now, ako makita akong screen ra, no. So I'm just talking to my screen, no, which is weird. Anay one time nga nagklase ko sa senior high, sige na siya ko lantaw sa kilid kay wala man ko yung makita nga tawo, no, lahi ra siya ng actual jud nga people nga imong makuan. So once you are talking to your tourist, no, make eye contact. If dili ka comfortable in making eye contact, this one technique was always taught to me, no, katong ga declaim pog ko sa una pag high school and katong ga oral defense na ko, no, sa ako ang thesis sa masteral. Ang ganabuhat is do not look at their eyes jud daw. It's like you're still making eye contact but you're not looking at their eyes. Just look at their foreheads. No, na one time nga ako nag-try, no. Lantawa ang forehead sa kaatbang nimo, no, and he or she will feel nga magalanta ra japon kanya pero you're not actually looking at their eyes, you're just looking at their foreheads, pero it would look like for them no maglanta sila nimo merge ka ga eye contact sa ilaha, no. So kung dili pa ka ready mo lang to silang mata kay piercing kay ilang mata, no, and then ma-intimidate ka silang stares, you can just look at their forehead. And then they would still feel nga you are looking at them because meron man Japan kung maglantaw ka sa forehead, meron siya po kagalantaw sa mata, no? So dili ra obvious, no? So it's because no when you stand in front and you're not distracted, no, mas dali ka mo connect sa imuhang mga tourist. And as a tour guide, you have to be able to project good values, ethics, and professionalism on tour. Dili kay, it's okay to be funny and witty, but there still is a level of professionalism. Dili kay kanang no kanang squawaan na kay ka squammy na kay ka dira magkuan ko ano nya magkinigat ka dira sa kuan. Sorry for the term, no? Nalang kuan na ba maghiat na ka sa tour ba niya? Ikaw be always put in mind you are the leader. You are managing the tour. No, di ka magkiat-kiat. No, kay bigna ray gwapo sa kuan kay di na ka mo focus sa tourist, di na ka mo focus sa attraction, no, focus na lang katong tawhanan no. So, that's not a good tour guide. No, be professional. No, set aside personal nga emotions. Sure. No, example of personal emotions. No, mo din siya as teachers pod class. No, actually mga times we are at our lowest point. O mara po big tour guide, di ba? Because we are sharing information to you. Now, there were times nga I was actually at my lowest point. Yan, hila ko ato sa kuan faculty. Nya, ing balik na po ko sa classroom, nagklase, ing ani na siya po na ako ang demeanor na as if nothing happened. Because that's your work, no? You have to be professional. Do not mix your personal and ano, professional life. Sure, mag-artista. So, wala siya, no? Project good values. Dili kay maabot ka dira sa tour nga you are drunk, no? And dili maayo pagkuan, no? So, dapat be professional, no? Because your tourists will look up to you and respect you knowing that not only are you're good at giving information and facts, but you're also good in managing and interacting with your tourist, no? Next, prepare for any decision making as the need arises, and that is true. That is what I've mentioned, no? Again, you are the leader. You are the one who will manage the tour. And if you are not ready to make decisions, like ka, ay dili ko mo decide anak kay di ko kabalo ko wala may lain sampiton ikaw raman kay ikaw man ang leader ikaw man ang nag-manage sila kay mo rely na sila nimo. They are dependent on you because you are the expert. You know the area. You are the one who is managing the tour. So, therefore, the final decision or tanang nga decisions will be up to you. Okay? Even mag-decide kung asa sunod mo agto, asa mo kaon, ikaw siya lang mo decide ana. No, but please make sure nga when you decide something, you need to also ask no your tourist nga, are you allergic to this one or would you prefer kani? If not, we will decide on another one. Pero ikaw siya ang mo make ang final decision. Kay ikaw may mo dikta sa driver, ikaw man tanan ang mo hatag instruction sa imong tourist. Okay? So speak with and from the heart and connect with the audience and guests. Dili kay flat ra kay ka nga. Okay, welcome to San Carlos City, San Carlos Borromeo Cathedral. So this cathedral was built. Oh, wala siya kay connection ba? No, wala enthusiasm in your voice. You not connect with your audience, no? Dili ka makikuan ba nga. Okay, so how was your experience, no? Or you have any questions? Mo ana ba? No, at least maka-feel sila nga ning connect jud ka makig-interact ka di kay kanang indifferent kay ka hostile kay ka sa ilaha no nga layo ka ayo ka. So dili pud ta ing ana nga tour guide. Okay, perform other tasks according to the situation which can be beyond the tour guide's job or work. No, such as giving CPR, first aid, no? Even managing their meals, no? Na yung mga tour guides sa abroad, na ako ipakita o niya ninyo nga video later on, no? Kaya medyo hapit na ang time, pero next meeting na lang guro, nga pati siya, no? Before pa lang daan mo live sa tour, kay ang iyang trabaho is pag abot na sa gas sa hotel kanya mag-tour na abis sila the following day mangayo siya og details sa mga guest no or sa tourist niya like the name, the age, mga preferences, allergens importante kay ni because you are going to be there are times that you are going to be tasked to organize or at plan for their meals no nasa meal plan and then their preferred food no preferred activities etc. Imong nang sadihan tanan no kay not only yung mo study ka sa destination but you're also going to study your tourist para at least mas dali nimo mahatag ang ilahadjong gusto or mas effective ka in delivering your service or in managing your tour if you know your tourist. So dili lang kay meet ka og total strangers. At least you know, her name is Julian or her name is Anne. And then she likes to do this. Her preferences are mo ni. Ang allergens niya is bawal siya sa nuts, etc. Okay? So, muna siya. Basa siya, ilailaw niya gas. And then, sa ilang itinerary na ay lunch. So, pangwaon niya, no, ang details sa iyang guest or tourist, then iyan na ikuan kung sa iyang allergic ni siya sa chicken. And chicken ra ba ang ato ang meal karon, so he or she will be getting fish, o kana na lang, no? So at least no, comfortable and kuan pod, mas effective ta pag deliver sa ato ang service at ng tourist. Perform tang CPR and um first aid importante na, no, kay dili man ta mag-assume nga na adyo disgrasya matabo kada tour sa bako lang, no. Nga to alang ana is, of course, we are ready. Always be ready for anything. Kay, of course, di na dun sila mo depend nimo. And naabi mga times nga, very rigorous, very, kuan kayong activities or let's say, kuan lang siya kayo, no? Kanang di mo siya kanong kuyaw. Pero masakabig bukid and all, and then dili abi kabalo mo kuan si tourist, no, masamad siya, is kabalo ta. So, on pag kuan ng first aid. Or, for example na, yung mga bulyagon dira nga tourist, magkiat niya, ma-injure niya yung kaugalingon. Oh. Is kabalo na ka mag first aid. Okay, so let's now proceed to the types of tour guides. Kapit na than 40. Siya taas ba? Sige lang. Kung asa na ta kuto, bro. Okay, types of tour guides. We have the on-site tour guide. So they conduct tour for an hour or more at a specific building, place, or site like a museum curator who is well informed about the place. So usually an on-site tour guide is at the kuana. No, namang gay times pod class ka na atay tour guide ko gyud during the trip. Pag abot ato dito, no, naapod tour guide pod ang destination, like for example if it's a natural park, no, na ay tour guide sila dito sa facility nga maoy mo take over sa tour niya, siya na yung magkuan, no, siya na yung mag-discuss, no, siya na ang maghatag og information, no, other than our tour guide which is naa na sa trip, no? So mahulog duha, no, so on site siya because na siya sa tourist destination daan, like in natural park or a museum, no. So for example, tour guide abi ko nya, I was hired by the tour and travel agency. Kuyog ko ninyo padalo sa museum. Pero pag abot sa museum, na ay on-site guide nga mo discuss about different art. Because I cannot, as a tour guide, I cannot discuss all of the artwork, no? Or the kanang mga mga paintings, mga sculptures dira sa museum because I am not the museum curator, no, or dili wala man jud ko expert ani kon, so there is a separate on-site guide for that, so that's an on-site guide, no. Okay, next are docents. Docents are guides who normally volunteer for a small museum or archive and often work for free. Dili sila magpabayad, no? So, sometimes these are interns. For example, fine art student abi siya. Unya, sa museum kay kuan ka na ning volunteer siya as a guide, no? Because wala abi si on-site guide anak nga time, no. Those are docents, no. These are volunteers, no, who work for free or give tours for free. Another example of docents are, for example, kanang sa school, no, na may school tour, na like for example, dako kayo nga university, unya na ay student nga ma-assign to give the tour around the school or the university, no, sa mga visitors, no, and these are called docents. An example of that is when I went to LaSalle, no, they have, what I like about LaSalle in Bacolod is that they have a museum, no, nga kuan siya, dili lang siya museum nga kanang put up lang siya mga kuan lang, no, mga imitation lang nga artifacts, no. They actually um have at least 100-year-old, no, 2017 pa to siya, 100-year-old nga kana ganing costume, no, or traditional nga dress, no, sa mga Ifugaos or ethnic groups dire sa Bacolod. Naa sila ana dito unya kanang napoy ba gikan sa Manila no presence mga Ifugaos napud sa Tibuli no lain nga mga kuan nga mag-sample ra siya nga yung ani ang itsura sila ang traditional costume sa lain nga ethnic group sa Philippines and then na-preserve siya dito nunya dako kay lahang museum kung nindot kaayo class unya talaga about sa museum dito is kuan siya kanang nasa sa university itself maybe siguro naa sila'y kuan naa sila'y courses nga related to culture or anthropology. That is why na sila built-in nga museum sa university. Dako jud siya class, no? Wag na magito sa for basta na sila kanang mga vases, no? Um, mga artifacts sila unang panahon, mga spears, no? Costumes siya. Masyag maze, no? Dako jud kay siya, no? Kaya kung pud ang USLS pod, University of St. Lasal. And when we went there, kay nag-workshop kami for 3 weeks, no? So, during the welcoming ceremony, ito mi sa amphitheater nila na welcome ceremony. After that, pagkahapon na mi tour. Tour sa university o tour pod sila museum. So, ang kanang mga guides nga work for free, which are the students there, are called docents. And they are experts actually of the museum because kanang pod sila, no? Either ning tabang pod sila o curate, no? So, next is city guide. So the city guide, they do city guiding and points and many different highlights of the city, usually doing this on a coach, van, or any transport device. So ang city guide is usually mo sa van or sa bus and then motor around the city. So there are times kung munaog sila, no? Like munaog sila sa may Plaza Abe, dayon kuha na po siya, madiscuss po siya. So more on city tour. Driver guide. So, this refers to a tour guide and a driver at the same time. So, he performs guiding work while driving. Medyo kuyo-kuyo lang yun, no? Pero nakayod sa driver guide manggod is kabalo na siya sa sunod buag to. No, kaya lahi manggod ang kamo city guide is modikta pa siya sa driver. No, sometimes ipa sa makasinabot, no. Pero ang driver guide is, o sige, agto ta dire. Dayon. Kasha. Usually sa to ang mga kuan di ba class no kanang mga taxi drivers na to sometimes more ganun sila mga driver guide no kay ato yung tag mig Iloilo ato unya so with my dili ka tong kita nga time no pero ambot ako naka-encounter ba tag driver guide ato sa kita nga students no pero katong kuyog na ko akong mga co-teachers no because we also had a seminar in Iloilo for 4 days and then naami driver guide niya kami nang laag man mi ato after the seminar no ni ato mi sa mga ancestral houses no ni ato mi og mall and then during padulong mi kay layo man ta mong katulgan no dito man mi sa may kuan um Haro man to dapit no and then asa to dapit nga lugar mi natulog basta layo siya sa SM ay ko sa SM dito I think sa layo siya sa SM nga Haro or kuan ba so bitawag ana so ang natabo ato is going there no namin naagian nga mga lugar niya ga-discuss siya oy kuan biya dire kanang siya like sa ganing puti nga lugar sir siya kuan man na siya kanang say mga weddings kay dira na so naghatag siya og kanang a bit of information no si taxi driver while going to the mall no so that's an example of driver guide no even if dili man jud ingon nga kung ano he is paid to do that or he is affiliated with tour and travel agency but in the sense nga nag-drive siya while naghatag og kuan information sa mong naagian nga mga lugar going to the mall mara na po siya driver guide no? So, driver guides are sometimes employed by tour and travel agencies no, para makatipid sila. Kaya sometimes no, they will have to pay separately no, for the driver and for the tour guide. And sometimes no, kanang mga ginagmay nga tour and travel agency para makatipid sila, no, they often hire tour guides who are also good drivers no, or kabalo sila mo drive og sakyanan or coach. No? So sometimes, kung maagid dira yan, nara siya microphone and then maminaw ra ang mga tourist. Okay? So we'll just end here. We will continue with other types of tour guides next meeting. So ubay-ubay pa. And then duties and responsibilities of a tour guide. Okay? So any questions, students, before tamu end sa tong klase? Questions?
Wala na daw.
Okay, since wala na tayo questions, just a reminder ha, so wala pa nakasunod sa Google Classroom, please make sure makasulod mo both sa tour guiding and sa macro perspective of tourism. We will continue kung asa tadapit ning hunong last time sa both subjects next meeting, which will be on Tuesday. Okay? So, any questions as in our class with a prayer. Again, pre-recording is available na later karon gabi no sa YouTube, and the slides will be uploaded sa Google Classroom. So, please make sure makasulod mo para tanan updates, quizzes, the recording videos in case absent mo, mulantaw lang mo sa recording video dito, slides, no, tanan announcements, activities, dira na sa Google Classroom tanan i-upload. Okay? So, let us pray.